If you reject over 50% of your partner's bids for connection, it makes them feel rejected and unloved. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode Decoding Dating. Evelyn, I have a topic for you today. So I was recently searching the YouTubes and I ended up coming across a very interesting discussion about bids for connection. And they were just saying that in a relationship, there's going to be these almost like micro bids for attention where they're not asking for attention, but they're indirectly asking for that connection. And it comes across as, hey, babe, do you want to see a movie tonight? Or saying, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Or just trying to snuggle up close to each other in bed. And when you accept that bid for connection, it makes you feel closer. But when you push them away, it makes them feel rejected. And what they were saying in this conversation was when it comes to bids for connection, if you reject over 50% of your partner's bids for connection, it makes them feel rejected and unloved. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a great topic for our audience today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evelyn, and I'm really excited about this topic, Adam. I feel like it's not everything that we want to tell our partners, right? Like you said, there's we give some signals, and we expect that our partner know what we're trying to communicate, right? Like you said, if you keep ignoring, even like for men, for some time, maybe you just want your woman, you don't have to always say, oh babe, let's go to the room, right? You don't have to, you want to just touch her, and she should be able to kind of get that signal and say, okay babe, what's up, and just follow, right? And like you said, yeah, so there are moments, there are moments where we just feel, maybe you're having a very difficult day and you just want to feel kind of that warmth, that connection type of, and you try to want to achieve it through, even maybe let's just cook together, right? Maybe let's just make something together. It's not that she's trying to order you around, or she just doesn't like the way you're just watching TV by yourself or whatever. It's just that she just wants to just spend time with you. And if for some people they don't understand that, right? They see the like, oh, is she trying to control me or whatever. Sometimes it's just she indirectly, without direct telling you directly, she's indirectly just telling you, I want to spend time with you. Directly telling you that, babe, I just want you close to me. Indirectly, babe, I just want your presence in my space. And like I said, like you said, the you have to sometimes recognize that, and you have to, maybe if you're not sure, not some men or some women may not know. Maybe they're tired too. Sometimes maybe you can clarify, ask questions, and get the hint and just go. It won't cost you anything. It's just helps with that love and that connection. So why not, right?
Oh, exactly. It's always that I just want to be close to you and I want to show you my love. And I remember one gentleman, he loved to smack the ass of his girlfriend. Loved it. And that was like his bid for connection. It's like, I want to be close to you. I feel comfortable with you. I feel like you're hot stuff. And so this is what I'm doing to kind of like show my love and say, hey, this is how we're connecting. But she didn't like it. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
And she would say, no, you have to stop. And she really laid down the ground of like, this is not for me. I'm not interested. And in a weird way, is like, okay, one, this is setting boundaries and creating that dynamic of like, if she's not interested in it, he needs to be respectful. But on the other hand of it, it was also his way of connecting. It was that bit for connection. And there was a bit of a rejection that he had to deal with and he had to solve. Unfortunately, in this relationship, there were other things kind of going on where he would try to snuggle her or cuddle her at night, and she'd be like, I'm
Mhm.
too hot. And then she'd turn away. And it's him just being like, hey, I just want to be close to you. I want to hold you. And then even though she was feeling hot, it felt like a rejection for him, which unfortunately long term kind of
Yeah.
poisoned the relationship. But short term, it is healthy to set those boundaries. It's just a difficult balancing act.
And I think that's something about personality type too, right? Those things are very important. If you're more of a very playful person, it's very helpful to get someone that is similar to you, that kind of can tolerate your jokes, can, you know. But if you, and also like that particular story that you shared, I think it's more about if she doesn't feel that connection like that, or she's not attracted to that person, every little thing may annoy her, right? So when you don't like a person like that, or you're not connected to someone like that, you may not want to always hold them, or you don't want to always be close like that in contact with them. And but if she likes someone, if it's someone that she likes really, she'll be fine to some point. So that's one way to look at it. And sometimes it could just be that she doesn't just, maybe some things trigger some people. Maybe they were in a very an abusive relationship previously, and maybe that was kind of reminds her of that, and she might try to just not want. She doesn't want to repeat that, because if she continued to allow that, it may go become something else and something else. Maybe some things may trigger some things for some people. It could be trigger for some people. But if she's always trying to avoid the contacts in different situations, then maybe she's just not into that
I
person.
like how you say that because, like, if they're always rejecting your bids for connection, that might be a sign that something else is going on there. I love how you said that.
Yeah, I think that's something like, but also like, so there's so many reasons, but I think most of the time, because if you like a guy and you like a girl, or she likes you, she wants to be around you. She wants to be around you. Some people are not touchy though. Some people are not touchy, but I know some people say I'm not a touchy person. I find it very difficult to believe. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, trust me, as a girl, even if you're not a touchy person, when you meet someone that you really, really like, naturally you just become touchy. It's just because it's just natural. But if you don't like someone that much, then there's a lot of excuses that we can always give, right?
Oh, right? I remember talking with one girl, she's like, this was very early on in my life. He goes, Adam, how are you gonna know that a girl loves you is that she almost wants to be inside of your skin. She just wants to be that close to you. So she's gonna try to steal your hoodies and your shirts and your items of clothing because it's how she is just trying to get as close to you as possible, even when you're far apart. I was like, "Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense." And that's one thing I look for when I date is, does she wanna be with me? Does she wanna have that closeness? Because if they're constantly pushing me away, something else might be going on there.
Yeah, I think there's so many reasons. Some people, maybe they are celibates and they're trying to, you guys have that discussion before, when you're trying to maintain and maintain that, and she's trying not to be, she doesn't want to be tempted by you. So, because you can find a person very attractive, but then you guys are you are on a journey. So you know that if you guys can be tempted, so sometimes it could be. But if that is not the case at all, there is no reason, because I've seen situation where we've been so much in love. Oh, it's different. It's a different feeling, right? Here, very about the person. They hardly make you upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they can play you. You want to even be playful around them, but upbringing too is different, right? But I feel like most of the time, most of the time, if you like someone, spend you want to like initiate a lot of moments for connections. You want to spend more time with them, you want to be more closer to them, you want to talk to them more often, you want to touch them. But if you don't feel the spark, or you don't feel that chemistry or that attraction, then maybe not. But like you said, let's just rule out that there's no issue. I think it's always just important that try to try to understand your partner. And some not everybody likes to talk. Some people have egos, right? Not everybody likes to kind of explain every time. Babe, I want to touch you. Babe, I want to hold you. Babe, let's go out together. I remember one time, long time ago, I was telling like, a girl was telling me that she wanted to. Her husband likes to always walk and run, go out for walks and stuff. And she said she's not the type of person that like works, but this time she felt like, let me spend time with this guy. Let's go for a walk together and all. And the guy keep feeling like she was disturbing him, like he just felt like he felt upset that she was following him. She felt like, why are you stressing? I have a target. I have to run these steps. I have these steps that I have to reach every day. So why are you limiting? Why are you slowing me down? And she felt like it wasn't about that for her. She felt I just want to just spend time with this guy. I just want us to just talk, work together. But it is for him, it's more about, oh, I have to reach my target. I have to do this. You're slowing me down. And it became like a problem. And she said, you know what? I'm just gonna go back home. You know. So that's it, right? So if he keeps doing that all the time in other situations, right? She's gonna get fed up and she's gonna feel ignored, unloved. And maybe it's like getting attention outside or whatever, but she's gonna feel unloved, you know?
Oh, absolutely. If you're always trying to be with your partner saying, "Hey, I just want to spend time with you," and they are just like, "No, I'm busy. I have things to do. I have this to do. I have that to do." Like you do feel unloved. I remember I dated a girl and my bids for connection, I was often trying to go out of my way and be like, "Hey, do you wanna go out for coffee? Can I call you tonight?" And she was always saying, "I'm sorry, I'm busy. Sorry, I have class. I'm sorry, I have this. I'm sorry, I have that." And even though it wasn't her intention, she just lived a very busy life. On my side of things, I'm like, "I feel rejected. I feel like you don't want to be with me." And like you said, you start having this wandering eye of, "If I'm not loved here, then maybe I can find love somewhere else." And I also think there's an issue of sometimes we don't recognize the bids for connections that our partner does to just bring us closer. I
Mm.
remember one girl, how she phrased it to her boyfriend as eavesdropping a little bit in a cafe. And I was listening to a boyfriend or girlfriend talking, and the girl's like, "Hey, so do you like Deadpool?" And the guy's like, "No, sorry, I don't really watch Deadpool." She's like, "Oh, okay, because I know there's a Deadpool, movie that came out." He's like, "Yeah, I heard about that, but, it is what it is." And she's like, "Well, would you go see it?" And he's like, "Well, no, haven't really kept up to date. I'm not really a big comic book guy." And the conversation ended there. And in listening to this, I said, "Oh my gosh, this is a perfect bid for connection because she wants to go see Deadpool. That's what she wants. She wants to go see this movie." And she's indirectly asking him, "Hey, do you want to go see this?" But he's just not picking it up. It was just going right over his head. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh no."
Yeah. I think I'm not gonna say I think hmm, that particular one, I would feel like he's not just interested. you know, you know. But anyway, maybe he doesn't really like. We would not like Deadpool anyway, but maybe he's not very. He's not into comics. Like he says, is it even comic? But let's say he's not into it. But there are times where we try to always force things when there's nothing to be forced, right? Maybe he's not just interested because if it's me, even if I don't enjoy it, I'll be like, yeah, okay, you know what? I can just come watch you. I've been to places where I don't even want to be. Go watch soccer or go do whatever. Not that I'm interested, but it's just because the person would be so wants me to be there, and I would make his day by being there, and that's all. It doesn't have to be about me, right? It's about the person sometimes. And if it's something that, okay, if she says, and she said, "Do you really want to go watch?" It's a question. So you could say yes or no. Right? But if she says, phrase it to say, and I'll really, do you want to go watch? No, and I'll really love it if you're there with me. It will really make my day if you're there with me, if you go watch it with me. Maybe the conversation could have changed, right? Because sometimes some people are not overthinking things, just like, oh, no, I'm not interested. There may be because he doesn't really know if she wants him to be there. So she could phrase it a different way that the other person will have no choice to say, okay, okay, I don't like it much, but I'll just come because of you. Right? So, that's a way to look at conversation. But when you ask questions, the other person have the right to say yes or no, and you should not hold that against them.
Oh, absolutely. But and I think you bring up a great point of, yeah, she could have just straight up asked. Like, let's be honest. She was doing
Yeah.
this roundabout way of like, "Hey, babe, do you wanna go watch a movie together?" When she could have just said, "I wanna watch the Deadpool movie. Would you like to come with me?" A little bit more clear, and, she would have gotten a better answer from him, and he would have probably said, "Deadpool's not for me, but I'll watch it because you wanna watch it." And it's again, satisfying that bid for connection of like, "Oh, she just wants to be with me and do something with me," and then she doesn't feel rejected, and it doesn't create this, like, wedge in their relationship.
Yeah, I think the way we phrase things can also determine the answers we would get. Like, I feel like, for example, if you want your partner to come spend time with you in the kitchen, and you'd be like, babe, I want to go make dinner, but I just want you beside me, so I can tickle you. The way you can say things, and you'll be excited. Hey, yeah, I can't wait. But there's a way you can say things that, even if he doesn't want. Okay, so like some song, it can be tired. She can be tired, right? But there's a way you can always get your partner to get up and do things, get them excited about things. But if you continue to be direct with them or whatever, and even with all these tips, you're still doing those things and they keep saying no and rejecting, my dear, that is just your sign. Like, that is just your sign. Like, if it's one or two, if you can count how many times they said no, because they have the right to say no if they're tired or whatever. But if it is always all the time, if you start feeling lonely, if you start feeling unloved, if you start having that feelings, that's because it's been going on for a while. And then that's your sign to say, what, this partner, maybe there's something that we need to really talk about. Maybe we need to really revisit and sit down and talk about our relationship, right? Maybe that's an opportunity for you to do that. Because if you keep just letting that slide, you get to a point where you start resenting your partner. And you don't want to get to that point. Or you start having some kind of, feelings in the relationship. So I think it's very important to talk. And those are signs, right? Those are signs.
If you are in a relationship and your partner, like, let's be honest, if your partner is rejecting your connections, your attempts for connections, like 60, 70, 80% of the time, you got problems in the relationship that have to be worked out. What those problems are is that's up for debate, but it's usually a sign that something's not going well in it. But I also think it's a moment of, if you are going to reject your partner's bid for connection, let's say, um, let's go back to the slapping on the ass. She doesn't like it. This isn't for her. Cool. She tells him, I think it's important, though, to establish that bid for connection where she then goes and reconnects with him. So he
Mm,
feels, yes, he got that rejection, but she still wants to be with him. I mean, kind of doing her own little bid for connection of like, hey, babe, let's cuddle up on the couch tonight and let's hold each other. And that reestablishes that, hey, we're here in a relationship and we love each other. Because if it's just, no, you can't do this. No, I'm not interested. No, 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 no. Then it's like, do you love me? And that's a question you don't want your partner to be asking.
because when you get to that point, they're already having a kind of feeling about that. Yeah, like I know that sometimes maybe even for the, let's say, the guy that likes to run or whatever, you could say, oh babe, you know what, I always have my targets that I'm trying to reach. Don't worry, when I come back, we can go get coffee together. Or baby, you know what, we'll come back, we can go for our own work. you know so it's like I'm not really rejecting you. It's just that right now I'm not really just feeling myself. I just want to rest. But don't worry, when we're done, we'll cuddle together on the bed and we eat snacks together and watch a nice movie. So there's always that arrangement after to still connect, even if you guys cannot, because not you can't always have your way, right? You can't always expect your partner to say yes to everything. It's just unfair because you look like it's not realistic. So there are times just find a way to feel it in, to fill that gap, or just to reconnect later. It could be on the phone. And if you're always asking your partner out, let's go out for coffee, and I always say no, no, no. To some point, I would say, you just say nobody's too busy for someone that they love. There is no way about it. See, even if you're so busy, you would find time if you love the person. But if you're constantly saying, oh, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, then and you're not initiating anything. Like if you initiate and say, oh, babe, you know what, I'm going to be busy this afternoon though, but can we do tomorrow morning? Or can you come check on me, come to my office on my break time and we can go get coffee? That alternates. She's always suggesting something, maybe a bit different, but it's something that may work for both of you. But if she's always like, oh, maybe in a month you initiate 5 times and she rejects 4 times and it's been consistent like that, then
I had a girl that I dated, and it was a situationship, let's be honest. And when I was trying to reach out to her and set up dates and make those connections, it was just constantly like, no, 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 no. Sorry, I'm busy. I'm busy. But the truth is, if they like you, they are never too busy. let's be honest, they can spend at least an hour on the phone once a week. If they can't even do that, I'm sorry. The relationship isn't going to last. They're just not interested in you. If they are interested in you, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, they will rearrange their life. They will make you fit. And they say, hey, I can't meet up today, but I have that break at work and at this time, and I would love to see you. And I will make this work for you because I want to be with you.
I agree. Yeah. So that's your sign, everyone. Can't be too busy for you. Like, you can't always not want connection with you, you know. Some people are just dating for conveniency, right? When I'm bored, then I hang out. When I'm not bored, then that's it, right? So, it's always good to just see those. Don't be too blind. Don't be blindsided, right? Like, get it, see the patterns, right? Don't date out. Don't date. They say I read someone say don't date potential, but look at the pattern. Date for pattern, not for potential. It's like, oh, what
Exactly.
it could be. Oh, maybe she could be a loving person tomorrow. No, but over how many months she's shown you that she doesn't want you, or she's shown you that she's not interested. So what are you waiting for? You want to get pregnant first? So that's it. It's not until you marry them or do something magical or something crazy that you think would you just have to keep doing that all the time. Can you sustain that? No.
Yeah. If you can't sustain it, you just walk away.
Yeah, you
If
can.
you guys found this conversation helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, comment on something that you'd like us to talk about. Or if you're having problems in your dating life, feel free to reach out to Evelyn or myself. Our information is down in the bio. Otherwise, is there any last words that you want to leave our viewers off with, Evelyn?
Not really. Just want to say thank you everyone for following us through from episode 1 up to now. We do appreciate you guys, and don't forget to share this. And you know what? Keep loving yourself, and love is on the way.
Awesome. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Bye for now.